You never know with technology. Okay. So yes, my name is Nadia Paul. I am a recruiter at the University of Winnipeg. So any questions you have about how to apply, admission requirements, these types of things, we'll cover a lot of this information in the presentation, but you can certainly get in touch with me or my department after the presentation is done. There we go. So this is a picture of the University of Winnipeg. It is located right downtown Winnipeg, sort of right in the very center of our city. So because it's very important for students to know, more about the city and know about the options for, having fun and doing these types of things when they study, I first start off with some background information about the city of Winnipeg, the province of Manitoba, where we're located. We have some overviews of the campus itself, and then I'll get into all of the different academic programs and the admission requirements and where you can access that type of information. Okay, so so why Winnipeg? I know it's not the very most popular destination for tourism. Many students may not have heard of it before. So you can see on the map, it is located right in the very center of Canada. It's about a 2-hour flight from Toronto. We're the 7th largest city in the country. We have approximately a population of 800,000 people. So not too small, not too big. Although we're a little bit on the smaller side, we are still a very competitive city. So you can see that we were found to be the most cost competitive city across all of US and Western Canada. And we were found to be one of the top 3 best large Canadian cities to live in. And then some more information, more about industry. We were found to be one of North America's next 25 up and coming tech markets. So I myself can even see this in a lot of the businesses that are being developed here and a lot of the headquarters that we have in Winnipeg. There's lots of tech opportunities for students thinking of computer science, lots of opportunities here for you, as well as business. And we were also, there was a study done by the Conference Board of Canada, achieved the 3rd strongest economic growth among major metropolitan areas in Canada. So although we're a little bit on the smaller side, we are definitely growing and developing in terms of fun activities, but also businesses and places for you to apply your knowledge to once you've graduated from university. So over in Manitoba itself, that's our province. There's lots of industries, as I was mentioning. Many of them hold their headquarters right in the city. So Boeing, in their headquarters, is right in the city of Winnipeg. Canada Goose, Skip the Dishes, IBM, lots of opportunities. I have many friends who studied at the University of Winnipeg as international students and then have settled here with their permanent residency and are even working in a lot of these companies that you see here. And they're able to, build their lives as they see fit. Okay, so another major advantage of the province of Manitoba, particularly the city of Winnipeg, is that we have a very affordable cost of living. So for students who they may begin in residence, I'll cover that information at the end of the presentation. But for students who are looking at independent living in an apartment, or they start in residence and eventually move into an apartment in the city, the average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Winnipeg is approximately $1,300. In my experience, you can see definitely around that mark and definitely much lower than that for a 2-bedroom apartment. You would typically be splitting this rent with one other person. And so you can see, it's a very attainable way for living versus if you're looking at, maybe more popular cities like Vancouver, the rent for the same 2-bedroom apartment would be over double that amount. And then for students who are eventually looking into home ownership, or maybe for students who are in this presentation, maybe have some more life experience, you can see that the average 2-story home in Winnipeg is approximately $300,000 versus, again, comparing to Vancouver, Toronto, you're paying approximately $1 million for a similar sized home, or probably much smaller. Okay, so of course, everyone knows that Canada can get cold, and our city is no exception to that. We do have cooler winters, but we also have very, very beautiful fall and a lot of space in our province. So there's lots of different outdoor activities that students can engage in. Very beautiful falls. Everything turns orange, as you can see here. Lots of things to do. And then in wintertime, that is no exception. We are still outside having lots of fun. You get a nice warm winter coat, and there's just tons of things to do. I myself have, my family is partially from the Caribbean, partially from Latin America. And so I myself, I like it warm, but I will say that there's still lots of fun things to do in the winter times here. And actually this picture on the left, this is the river that is in this picture. And so it freezes over in the winter time and people go skating on it, they go skiing on it. I actually live right on top of this, or sort of right beside this river, and I can see people every day who are doing this. So again, lots of fun to have in the winter times, don't be afraid. And then we have very beautiful spring and summer months. Although we have cold winters, we have very hot summers. So people are out all the time, going to the lake, going swimming, playing sports activities outside. So there's lots of fun things to do. It's not always just cold here, like how people talk about it. Okay, so as I mentioned, the University of Winnipeg is located right downtown, so that makes it very accessible if you're someone who's going to be working in a business. There's lots of them very close by. You won't have to travel very far to get to your job, or if you're someone who has some type of extracurricular activity or fun engagement to go to, lots of them will be very close to the campus because we are in the hub. So some quick facts about the University of Winnipeg. We have our student population is approximately 10,000 students. So that makes us in Canada a small to medium-sized university. Of those 10,000 students, approximately 1,300 of them are international students coming from over 75 different countries all over the world. So if you're someone who's living in residence, you'll be living with a lot of these different students, and you'll have a very diverse friend group that I'm sure you'll develop. And then, of course, there's lots of research opportunities for undergraduate students. As you can see, our population is a little bit as I said, small to medium size. So with this, when professors are looking to conduct research, instead of going to master's students like they would in a larger institution, they come to the undergraduate students. So you have a lot of experience and a lot of things to add to your resume later on for when you're applying for jobs in the city. Lots of different student groups and research chairs at the university as well. So a brief overview of undergraduate studies. We offer both 3-year and 4-year bachelor's degrees. So lots of students ask questions about this. Is a 3-year just the 4-year squished into less time? No, it is actually 1 year less of studies and 1 year less of those upper level courses. So for students who are thinking of getting into upper level management or eventually going into a master's program, you would typically be thinking about studying in the 4-year degree, but you can change this at any point in time throughout your degree. Things are very flexible at the university. Our average class size is 25 students per class, which again makes it very comfortable for you to go through your courses. You can still put your hand up in class and ask questions. There will still be activities in class. Our professors really work hard to ensure that you're understanding your material in a different way than just the lectures and reading about it from a textbook. There's lots of experience to have at the university. All of our terms or all of our programs begin in any of the terms available. So January for winter term, May for spring term, or September for fall term. The most common option is to begin in the September intake, but again, it's available. All of them are available to you. All of our programs have direct entry, meaning that you do not have to study in specific, like in a general year before you can apply, let's say, to the Faculty of Science. You do not have to have higher admission grades to get into special faculties. Everything is the general admission requirements, which I'll cover shortly. Yes, everything is I'm so sorry. Okay. Sorry, I have a new cat and he's just very much misbehaving right now. Okay. Yes, all of the programs are available for students to begin at any intake. Okay, so first off, I'll cover the Faculty of Arts. We have 4 different faculties at the university, and the Faculty of Arts is our largest. We have 26 different programs. Very popular programs are psychology. We have one of the largest theater and film programs in all of Canada, so it's a very popular choice at our university. We have a strong communications program, things like political science as well. So for students who know that they would absolutely love to study in one of these programs, you'll have direct entry to them, as I was mentioning. For students who might be interested in another faculty, but still would like to have the flexibility to take classes, individual classes in some of these areas, you'll still have access to do that. They're very good for adding to that foundation or even practicing your writing skills so that you have the knowledge and the skills from your other area, but you're someone who's still able to proficiently write a paper or even construct a very good email to your boss or whatever the case might be. So lots of students still have access to classes in the Faculty of Arts, even if they're not studying directly in one of these majors. Next, we have the Faculty of Business and Economics. So within this faculty, you can earn a 3-year or a 4-year Bachelor of Business Administration. Within the 4-year degree, you can have a concentration in accounting, human resource management, marketing, international business, and co-op enterprises. What is typical for students is they'll start off in their general business administration, and then they can choose to go into one of these concentrations after the fact. You can change your mind very easily. If you thought you loved marketing, but really you want accounting, that's very easy to do so. Outside of the Bachelor of Business Administration, we have economics and finance, and all of these programs have co-op and internship opportunities. So again, this is a great way for students to do networking, to gain experience outside of their studies, and have something to add to their resumes for when they're in the job market. Oh, I'll quickly go back here. If students are interested in the Faculty of Business and Economics, they'll see on our website that the prerequisite to enter into these programs is a math. So on the website, we talk a lot about the math that is offered in our province, but if students have a math in their final year of high school in their country, we'll count it as the equivalent. So that's something to clear up there. You do not need to have the math from our province. And if you didn't take math in your country, you're still eligible for admission to the university, but you'll eventually have to upgrade your math in order to complete this program and get into all of the classes. All right. So the Faculty of Kinesiology and Applied Health is a wonderful program for students who are interested in physical activity, understanding the exercise and muscles that go into sport and fitness and all of these types of things, and wellness all over. For students who are interested in these programs, we offer a 4-year kinesiology program as well as an athletic therapy program. So the athletic therapy program is not direct entry. Students will start off in kinesiology for 2 years, and then they apply to get into the athletic therapy program. They finish off their other 2 years, and they'll be completely certified by the end. This is a great program for students who are interested in preparing further their studies for health-related fields. And then Faculty of Science, we have some of the very popular programs like biology, like chemistry, but you also have the opportunity to merge these 2 programs into one. So things like biochemistry, things like neuroscience, which is psychology and biology in one program. So lots of flexibility even within this faculty. Our first-year science labs have a capacity of 24 students on average. So again, that gives you great access to your professors, your instructors, and the state-of-the-art lab equipment that we have in our own science complex, which is a building completely dedicated to science students. And lastly, we have the pre-professional studies. So this is a very different system in Canada than it is in many other countries. So let's say you're someone who's interested in medicine or in law school, you do not begin these studies from the very start. You'll study in pre-medicine, let's say, which is a set of prerequisite requirements, and then you apply to medical school after the fact. So we offer all of these pre-professional studies for students to gain that experience, have those relationships with their professors, be able to have strong reference letters, and be very competitive to then apply to the medical school, pharmacy school, and whatever the case might be after the fact. Quickly, the admission requirements. I know there are students from other countries in here, but I just have Mexico. So graduation from high school, the grade that they're looking for is approximately 8 out of 10 or higher. For students who have any university or college experience, you're eligible to transfer those grades to the university. As part of meeting the English language requirement or the admission requirements, students need to meet the English language requirements at the university. If you didn't study curriculum from Mexico, you can go to the website, and I'll provide the link in the chat at the end for students to see their country requirements. Outside of specific country requirements, we have international curriculums, of course, that students follow. So if you're an IB student, you need to graduate with 3 HL courses and 3 SL courses with a very minimum of 24 points in the overall diploma. For students who are interested in transferring any of their IB classes towards the university degree, you need to have at least a grade of 4 or higher on your IB classes. For students who studied US diploma, you need to graduate from high school with at least an average of C+ or better. This is going to be calculated from your 5 academic subjects, and we do not require SATs. Again, a brief overview of the English language requirements. Students can present with TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo. You can see them all at the bottom of your admission requirements. You'll see the full list of tests and then a few exemptions. So if you're an IB student, you need to have a grade of 4 or higher in your English course, or if you're an AP student, typically students who are following US curriculum, a grade of 3 or higher in the English class, and you'll be exempt from having to present one of the other English tests. But again, we can go over this at the end. How to apply? Review your admission requirements. The application happens fully online, so uwinnipeg.ca/apply. Someone was asking about the deadlines for each term. The deadlines for every single term are listed at uwinnipeg.ca/apply. You'll create an account to the online application and then fill in a lot of information about yourself and where you're studying. And then you'll have to pay the $120 application fee at the very end of the application. And then you'll be able to submit your transcripts either through the application portal, or the admissions office will send you an email saying that you can email it to them in that way. If you're at an institution who will only mail transcripts, we can accept mailed transcripts as well. Either way, once you submit the application, the admissions office will send you an email indicating every single document that you need to submit. Quick overview of our tuition fees. I know we're short on time. As I mentioned, application fee is $120. Tuition, so 5 classes each term, so that's the maximum course load. The range would be approximately $14,000 to $18,000 in Canadian figures per year, plus books and fees. So in total, students will be looking at approximately $18,000 to $22,000 per year. This is dependent, the range is dependent on the cost of your books and the faculty that you're in. So of course, science classes will cost more than arts classes, but either way, your tuition is calculated once you've registered in your classes, but this is the range that you can surely be within. Scholarships, we offer a President Scholarship for World Leaders. This is an entrance award of $5,000 off of those tuition amounts that I had just mentioned. We also offer scholarships for IB students and AP students. So you'll see on the website the full details, but depends on if you're taking IB, the full diploma of 30 marks or higher, no grade below 4 on the HL or SL papers. Total amounts $2,250 off of your total tuition for both IB and AP. For students who are taking just individual IB classes and not the full diploma, that's totally fine. You're still eligible to transfer these classes towards the university. So you wouldn't have to pay for each of those classes that you transfer in, which is like a scholarship in itself. But for each class that you transfer in, you're eligible for anywhere from $150 to $250 off of your tuition for each class that you transfer in. So again, major benefit for sort of decreasing your tuition for your first year. An overview of housing options. We have McPheeters Hall, our largest student residence. There are meal plans included, and it's right next to our science complex and in between our main campus, about maybe a 4-minute walk away from campus. So everything's very, very close. And then Balmoral Houses, right across the street from that castle building that I showed you, our main campus. This is a little bit more casual because it's a furnished house. You have a private bedroom, and then you're responsible for cooking all of your own meals, whereas McPheeters Hall, you have meal plans included. So this is a very popular option for students. You'll see the price difference between Balmoral Houses and McPheeters Hall because of the meal plan. Students, once they've applied to the university, they apply to campus living. There's an application fee of $50. A deposit of $450 is needed to guarantee your spot. Of course, right now with everything with COVID happening, lots of accommodations are being made, so don't worry too much about these details here. The main thing to know is that if you're interested in securing your spot for September intake, please make sure you apply for housing by May 1st. And then, of course, all the normal things of an international student department. We have airport pickup, we have mentorship, personal counseling, lots of social and cultural activities when things return to normal. So it's a very, very fun department and also a very supportive department to our international students. Thank you so much for listening. We'll open it up for questions as I saw some were coming in. If students do have questions, you can get in contact with me at n.paul@uwinnipeg.ca, but I'll put that into the chat so that students can access me and the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. Yes, she will share her contact information in the chat. Thank you so much. Just in case any one of you would like to ask her anything about the University of Winnipeg. Interesting fact is that Winnipeg has hosted 2 Pan American Games.
Yes. Yeah, very, very fun. My sister is a dancer and she was able to dance in those games as well. So it was very exciting. Yeah.
That's amazing, yeah. Okay, sure. Well, we have a couple of questions here, Nadia. Omar is asking that if you have already classes in presence, or when do you plan to have them?
So our next upcoming term is in spring, which is beginning in May, all the way until August. That has already been announced to be online. We don't have official confirmation for our fall term yet. It all depends on government regulations and these types of things. So far it's online. For students who are still interested in studying at the university, but doing it from home, as an international student, you're allowed to do that for now until the Canadian government decides that that's not okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nadia. The other question is, let me see, what kind of scholarships would you have for international students?
So there's the initial entrance scholarship of $5,000 off of your tuition amount. And then there's also the individual IB and AP scholarships. I can send you the link for those. I'll send that right now in the chat. There we go.
Okay, thank you. That is a link to the scholarships information and Nadia's contact information as well. You will have it there. For our students, is there any other questions? Any other thing that you would like to say to Nadia? I know that some of you are interested in the University of Winnipeg.
If not, I will send this our international view book. I know I threw a lot of information at you all, but all of the information is in there. The view book is the best resource if you're looking for just a quick answer. The application process is on page 11. The tuition amounts are on page 20, I think, and the scholarship details too. Well, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I'm sorry, I was mute. Nadia has just shared with us in the chat the scholarships information, the links, and a view book, so you can see all the complete information about the University of Winnipeg. So let me see, we don't have any further questions.
And lastly, I put the admission requirements in there. So I know I only went over Mexico IB AP, but if you're from any other country, you can click the very last link I sent, and then it will bring you to the admission requirements for every country.
Okay, so Nadia, we have another question regarding the Duolingo exam. I think it's the same person that asked before. She or he didn't understand quite well. If you want to.
So I will put the English language document here, English. And basically, so what term is the student interested in?
She or he is asking if she has to do the exam within the same year she's planning to apply.
Typically, yes. So if you are in your final year of high school now and you want to begin in our September intake, then you will need to present your Duolingo results before you can be offered admission to the university. So you would typically present it sometime within this year, definitely before June, because that's the deadline for the fall intake. So you'll present it sometime within this year in order to be eligible.
All right. She's saying that she's interested in dance bachelor.
Yeah, then definitely sometime within this year. But all of our admission requirements, let's say you apply for this fall intake and you can't come until the following year, that is fine. But the English language requirement needs to be at least within the last 2 years. So that's, if you wrote it previously, as long as it was within the last 2 years, it's okay.
Okay, done. Perfect. Thank you. Well, if you would like just to leave us, anonymous attendee, your contact information, we will let Nadia pull that information so you can be in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want further information. All right.
Yeah, or you see my email address there, you can send me an email and we can sort out the details.
Yep. Okay. Well, Nadia, thank you so much for all this information. Thank you for joining us again in this second phase of CHEM, our Canadian Higher Education Mission. So we will continue with the University of Ottawa. I will have to say goodbye, Nadia.
Okay.
For now, and we will have Nadia again at 3 p.m. Mexico time here with us. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you, Nadia.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.